a $1 bill, the teller will exchange it for $1, no questions asked. Remember, the silver dollar is a $1 bill, and a dollar bill is a silver dollar. Just they are exactly the same thing. So don't go out and spread and spend up all your money buying silver dollars from the local coin op or online retailers for $16 to $18 each. Instead, just start cashing in your larger Federal Reserve notes for $1 bills. When it comes time to go to the Federal Reserve and trade in your worthless 5, 10s, 20s, and 50s and 100s, the exchange rate is going to be very low, as in $10,000 worth of those bills may only be worth $3,000 to $4,000. But if you have $2,001 bills and the price of silver is $100 per ounce, you will be able to cash in your $100 bills for $200,000 worth of new money, or what we call real money. That's $200,000. As in the scriptures say, he who has the most, the 5, 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s, will obtain the least. And he who has the least, the ones, will obtain the most. Now I don't know if they will honor this exchange. Well, they will honor the exchange because of HR 5404. Just so if you want to know that. But with this overall theory, I've arrived at the above realization that makes perfect sense. The US dollar is one powerful unit in and of itself. It's how many dollars that are in circulation that's important, not the higher denominations. I'm going to say both, the $1 bills and the silver dollar coins. Wouldn't be hard to put back $500 in $1 bills if this theory is correct, and silver jumps to $100 per ounce, then the dollar bill will be worth $100 too. Bank define, in other words, you go to bank define the word law, a place for the deposit of money. That's when we talk about bank. The word bank means, under law, a place for the deposit of money. An institution generally incorporated, authorized to receive the deposits of money, to lend money, to issue promissory notes, usually known by the name of the bank notes. Banks are said to be of the three kinds: VIZ, of deposit, of discount, and of circulation. They generally perform all of these operations under V8 Merchant and Perkinson, under digital banks and banking. The word banknote means contract. A banknote resembles a common promissory note issued by a bank or corporation authorized to act as a bank. It is in fact a promissory note. Such notes are not, for many purposes, to be considered as mere securities for money, but are treated as money in the ordinary course and transaction of business. But the general consent of mankind, and on payment of them, when the receipt is required, the receipts are always given as far as for money, not as for securities or notes. And that's under 1 Birder Representative, page 457, under 12 John Republic 200, 1 John chapter, under 1 John chapter Resurgent 231, 9 John Resurgent, and you got a whole bunch of legalese here. The holder of a bank note is prima facie entitled to prompt payment of it and cannot be affected by the fraud of any former holder in obtaining it, unless evidenced by giving bring it home to his privity. And what is the word privity? Let me spell it for you. Those of you that got Google and access to the internet, please research the word that begins with P as in Paul, R as in Ralph, I as in indigo, V as in Victor, I as in indigo, T as in Tom, Y as in yarn. Privity. P as in Paul, R as in Ralph, I as in indigo, V as in Victor, I as in indigo, T as in Tom, Y as in yarn. Privity. Please look that word up. They cannot be taken in execution, and that's under cunning, on the Bill's doctrine on the 537, and also the Howard cases. And you also go to Black's Law Dictionary, which adopted to the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America and the several states of the American Union by John Bouvier, revised in the 6th edition of 1856. The word dollar is defined as money, which the word dollar, capital letters DOLLAR, is a silver coin of the United States of the value of 100 cents, or 10th part of an eagle. It weighs 412.5 grains of 1,000 parts. 900 are of pure silver and 100 of alloy. Which is under the Act of January 18th, 1837, under the Child Constitutional and Story, which is under Rights versus Rights are page 162.3, and in all computations of the Custom House, species dollar of Sweden and Norway shall be estimated at 106 cents. Species dollar of Denmark at 105 cents, which is under the Act of May 22nd, 1846. The Law Dictionary adopted under the Constitution of the laws of the United States of the American and Civil States of the American Union by John Bouvier, revised 6th edition. The dollar is defined the unit employed in the United States in circulating money values. It is a value of 100 cents. People versus idea. And also the money or currency by lawful authorities and intended to pass and circulate as such. And that's under Nudfield versus United States, under the Black's Law Dictionary revised 4th edition on page 570. Money is defined as gold, silver, and some other less precious metals in the progress of civilization and commerce have become a common standard of value in order to avoid the delay and inconvenience of regulating their weight and quantity. Wherever passed, the governments of the proportions and marked with a stamp which attests their value. This is called money. Now I'm going to stop right there because I told you in this next paragraph this is going to change your life. I'm telling you that if you are a recipient, a player, a participant of the Bacon in the Box program, then I'm giving you the actual definitions of what a dollar is and what a dollar isn't, and the exchange rate on how do you convert the worthless into substance by bringing substance in order to cover or give assurance to the lesser. See, the lesser has to have a surety. You're the substance. You got to bring surety to it. You're the trustee acting in commerce through a civil law notary as an agent to the republic. And you're supposed to be able to know the proper valuation. You're not dealing in a quantitative concept because you have defined the dollar is. And so when the public has defined that the dollar is a fixed weight of gold, then that gives you the hint, fixed weight of gold, eh? Well, the fixed weight of gold paper to dollar ratio is what? 10,000 plus to 1. 10,000 to 1. Not 1,000 to 1, which the fractional bankings are using in their system, but 10,000 to 1 to bring balance. 10,000 to 1 to bring balance to 1,000 to 1. Those that have the Bacon in the Box can utilize the 10,000 to 1 to bring balance to the 1,000 to 1. Get it? I'm going to open up the call lines because I don't know whether everybody is picking up what I'm putting down. I don't know if everybody's picking up what I'm putting down. I don't know if everybody's picking it up. I don't know if they're picking it up. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Brother Calvin, are you picking up what we're putting down?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm not extremely prolific, but my understanding is that the 10,000 to 1
Mm-hmm.
is a general intangible on the debit side,
Correct.
and the 10,000 is actually a credit
Okay.
on
Okay.
the well, it's actually a credit is a positive on the
Right.
liability side.
Right. It's just accounting.
So
It's mm-hmm.
I mean that's my basic
All
understanding.
right. Okay. 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 You're right. You're in the ballpark, and you are definitely exactly where you need to be because it's your accounting concept. So if you have the rules that are all laid before you, you have the gold to paper ratio, and you have the paper that you've exchanged for the actual metal, and in one exchange is create the same, so you are given the ability to bring that leverage, that hedging into your accounting, so your exchange rate carries over. So you could literally not be taxed because we're talking about dollars. Ooh, did I say that out loud? In the private, we don't talk about taxes, we talk about collecting taxes. So we understand it's a mathematical equation. And because people have a connotative concept of what we're talking about, they might cut this line, so I'm going to say it another way. If you understand that as how you list the denominations will determine whether you get all the pain or all the glory. And,
Could you repeat the
okay,
could you repeat the question?
let me repeat the question. A lot of individuals, if they're looking and listening to what I'm saying, you only are taxed based upon not only the jurisdiction but the type of denomination that you're listing. So if you haven't defined the denominations, then they are assuming. But when you're doing accounting, there's no assumption. You follow me? When you list it as a general intangible, you're not answering the jurisdictional denominational question, because to answer it will put you outside of your remedy. But when you must give full disclosure because you made a request for the currency transaction reports, and you can only attest to the ones that you're participating in, then you can be very clear on who got what, and what's money and what's not real money, and what's lawful and what isn't lawful. In other words, you're able to utilize the exchange rate, where in their system they're able to create 1,000 out of one, and in your system you can actually bring balance 10,000 to one. So there should not be no party that is in a lack of anything, because it can be balanced. In other words, the banker's rules apply because he who holds the gold makes the rule. So the gold that they hold, these are their rules: 1,000 to 1. Well, now that you're holding the gold, it's 10,000 to 1, which gives everybody what they need. When you're not taking that responsible role as a trustee, then you're subject to those rules I just made mention. Does that make a little more sense to you?
Absolutely,
All right,
absolutely.
all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, okay, all right. Well, I want to just make sure everybody. I'm gonna jump on one more. I'm gonna jump on one more. Let's see who else. See if we got somebody else who's following what I'm putting down. Brother Rudy, if you can hear me, let's see if I can bring you on, brother. All right, I can hear you now. All right, are you picking up